Hello, I'm Craig, and I'm here to tell you about the evolution of diagnostic questions through to Eedi. And I think I'll start with a little story, so get yourself sitting comfortable. Once upon a time, about 4 years ago, I was lucky enough to attend a workshop given by one of my all-time heroes, Mr. Dylan William. And I came away buzzing with ideas. But one concept in particular that struck a chord with me was that of diagnostic multiple choice questions. Now, these weren't any old multiple choice questions, oh no. These were specially written so that they had one right answer and 3 wrong answers, but crucially, each wrong answer was carefully chosen to reveal a specific misconception that a student may have. And these were amazing because this meant I could ask these questions in class, and just by the way my students responded, whether they chose A, B, C or D, not only did I know whether they were right or wrong, but I had a really good sense of why they were wrong, what their misconception was, and crucially how I then could help them resolve it. And I just thought this was amazing, so I started using them with my year 7s, my year 8s, right through to my year 13s. And I wrote about 100 of these diagnostic questions for mathematics. And then when I went on tour, delivering training to schools and talking at events, I would show these diagnostic questions and how I use them, and they'd always go down a storm. So I struck up an idea. I would say to teachers, look, I'll give you my 100 diagnostic questions if you write me 10 of your own and send them to me. And teachers were more than happy to do this. And the more events I taught at and the more maths teachers I met, the bigger this collection grew. And pretty soon I had about 1,000 top quality maths diagnostic multiple choice questions. So I thought, right, this is getting a bit too big for me to handle. So I got on the phone to my friend Simon, and Simon's a bit of a technical guru. And I said, look, Simon, I've got all these questions. Can you build me a website to host them? Unfortunately, Simon didn't have anything better to do with his time. So he said, yeah, no problem at all. And hence we had diagnosticquestions.com. And it became the world's largest collection of these top quality maths multiple choice questions. And teachers all around the world were using them in class. But that got me thinking, could this be even bigger and better? Because it's one thing teachers asking these questions in class and kids voting with their fingers and all that. But what happens if we started setting these questions for homework? So Simon did something fancy that I don't understand, and before you knew it, we could create student accounts on the website. And teachers like me could set quizzes of these diagnostic questions for our kids to complete at home. Now that had 2 massive benefits. Firstly, it saved me hours of marking. Instead of spending 2 hours marking a class set of 30 books, I could spend 20 seconds just accessing the results from diagnostic questions. And then in the 10-15 minutes that I would then spend analysing the results, I learnt far more about my students than I ever would marking by hand. And that was the second major benefit. I wasn't just saving time, I was getting to know the strengths and weaknesses of my students even more. So that was diagnosticquestions.com, but we weren't finished there. Because now along comes Eedi. And Eedi represents the evolution of diagnostic questions. It is a bigger, bolder, better, more ambitious version. And I am absolutely delighted and honoured to show you a little sneak peek of it here. So if you go to eedi.co.uk, you can sign up or you can log in with your diagnostic questions credentials. And at the moment, you can do 2 pretty impressive things. The first is you can sort out all your class management. You can view all the classes that you've already got on the system. You can see all your students that are in these classes. You can add individual students. You can share the invitation code so students can sign up. But we've also integrated with Wand, so if your school's set up with that, it automatically puts all your students and teachers in the right classes on the system. Or if you drop us an email at hello@eedi.co.uk, then my colleague Iris will actually upload all your students for you if you send it in a nice spreadsheet format. So that's the first thing that you can do. Class management, because it used to be a bit dodgy on diagnostic questions, completely overhauled, and it is running beautifully now. But that's not all. Wait till you see this. Schemes of work. Now, we dabbled with these last year, but we have listened to all your feedback over the course of the year. You wanted more years covered. You wanted better questions. You wanted more quizzes, and you wanted the schemes of work to just be a bit smoother, easier to adapt to your needs. Well, we've done it for you. So if you go to Schemes of Work and click on Add a Scheme, then you'll see we've got loads of master templates for you to adopt. So if you're a primary school teacher, teaching primary maths, we've got AET years 1 to 6 mastery schemes. If we've also got White Rose Maths Hub year 1 to 6 mastery schemes. If, like me, you're a secondary school teacher, Key Stage 3, we've got year 7 and 8 from AET and years 7 and 8 from White Rose Maths Hub. And then the big ones, GCSE, we've now got year 9, year 10, year 11 for AQA, for EdExcel, for OCR, both foundation and higher. Now, what do these schemes look like? Well, let me treat you to one here. Let's go for AQA higher year 10. Add that. Now, this will show you a year overview of the scheme, so I can just talk you through it a little bit here. So this is what the scheme looks like. Now, each of these lovely colourful things are topic units, and within each topic unit, you will find not one, but 2 quizzes. Now, I know what you're thinking, why 2 quizzes? Well, this is where the research comes into play. The first quiz, so in this case, Higher Quiz 2, that will be set to your students immediately after you finish teaching them the factors and multiples topic unit. Now, why immediately at the end? Well, that is a great time to identify any lingering misconceptions and misunderstandings that your students may have. So you've got time to help them resolve those misconceptions. What's this second quiz? Well, this quiz gets automatically set to your students 3 weeks after the end of you teaching them. Now, the reason behind that is it taps into the benefits of spacing. 3 weeks is a brilliant time to retest somebody because that's when they've started to forget the material. And the Bjork's theory of disuse really goes on about the power and benefits of forgetting. If you can test somebody just as they're starting to forget, it strengthens the storage strength of their memory and really helps them learn the topic more. So that's what we do with our Eedi schemes of work. Now, you might not follow the AQA scheme of work exactly like that. In fact, for example, you might do facts and multiples, not on Monday the 25th. You might want to do it on Monday the 11th here. Not a problem. Grab it, drag it, sorted. So all these schemes of work can be easily changed. Just change your holidays, whatever you want. You can even add additional topic units from years 10 and year 11 from AQA to purpose build this to match your schemes of work. Once you've got it built, choose the classes you want it assigned to, share it with your colleagues, and you're good to go. Your students then can hop on to Diagnostic Questions, or they can go to our Diagnostic Questions app and they can answer these quizzes throughout the year. You don't need to do anything else. You'll be sent their results, you'll be able to read their explanations, and you'll be able to intervene as and when you need. We're saving you loads of time so you can spend the time on the things that matter to you, really helping improve your students' learning and understanding. But I'll tell you what, Eedi hasn't finished there. At the moment, we have had 20 million answers on the website. 7 million of those have been wrong. That's 7 million misconceptions out there that need identifying and resolving. We have got at least one teacher in 80% of the secondary schools in the UK using Diagnostic Questions and Eedi to help their students. So we want to keep going. We want to help them even more. So eventually we're going to be moving Diagnostic Questions across to Eedi to make everything look as slick as this does and make it work as well as this does. And then we're going to introduce something new. And this is a little sneak preview for you here if you've made it this far into the video. We're going to get parents involved because I know as a teacher myself that if you can get parental support, it just makes your job so much easier. So through Eedi, we're going to help create personalised student reports for every topic that they do, sent home to parents so parents can see the strengths and weaknesses of their kids and crucially advise how they can help, links to videos, supporting materials. Is this going to take up any more of your time as a teacher? Is it heck? It's all going to be automated. You're not going to need to do a single thing once you've set up your scheme of work. I know what you're also thinking. This sounds good. How much is this going to cost me? School budgets are tight. I've no money going around. It's not going to cost you a penny. We have promised to make this free to teachers and schools forever. You've heard it here. You won't have to pay a penny for this. Completely free. And also, if you've got colleagues in science and computer science and English, we don't want them missing out. So tell them, coming soon, schemes of work for science, computer science, English, as many subjects as we can. Eedi is only going to get bigger and better. Our aim is to create a happy and smarter world. Thanks so much for coming on the journey with us. We're only just getting going. I hope you enjoy the ride.